All right, so on this one, we have the 3 highest teams in a school debate tournament are either F, G, or H, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, cool. So we know that they're F, G, and H. We just know that they're the 3 highest. Each team has exactly 2 members. I'm like, all right, cool. Up to this point, I was like, oh, easy. They each have 2 members. I'm probably just going to put them on what team they're on. And then we know that our players then are M, N, O, P, S, and T. But then we realize that we also have to put these in order from first through third, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I did, where I'm like, I don't know who the first place team is, and I don't know who the second place team is, and I don't know who the third place team is. But I'm like, I know I'm trying to do 2 things. And so I just made literally 2 graphs where I'm like, I'm going to try to determine who's on what team, and I'm going to try to determine what order they're in. Is this similar to what you did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so S is on the team from G. Well, that's easy. So I just wrote S in here and crossed it off over here. And I was like, I don't know what team that is, but I at least know S is on G. And then rule number 2 said T is on the second place team. So I just drew T right in here. I don't know like what specific team they are on, but cool. That at least helps me a little bit. Oh, right. M and P are not on the same team. So I just drew that like this. Or you can draw it like this. Like I just know they're on separate teams. I'm just gonna put a little dot by them because I know they're being used. P's team places higher than N. So this one, I just drew P is higher than N. And so if we know that P is higher than N, where can't N go?
First,
Yep. And where can't P go?
third.
Fabulous. All right. And then the team from G places higher than the team from H. So we know that G has to go before H. So where potentially could G be? Of the 3 places.
First or second.
Yes. All right. So from here, I would definitely do worlds. What would you do worlds based off of?
What we just did. Probably the 4th and 5th rule.
P's team places higher than N's team. Okay, let's try it. So in world number 1, so we have to draw them the exact same, right? So up to this point, they're the exact same. What would you do in world number 1? So that's what we want to look at. If we're looking at the 4th rule, we want to say, where are the 2 spots that P potentially could go?
First and second.
Yeah, so we put P in the first one in world 1. Where do we have to put P in world 2?
Second one.
Awesome. So based off of that, do we know anything else in either one of these worlds?
No.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and copy this over. If we would have brought our notes over too, if we know that P is in second in world number 2, do we know anything else in world number 2?
N is in third.
Yeah. So that's helpful. All right. So now let's go over to world number 1 again. Do we know where N goes in world number 1?
No. Could go second or third.
Yeah. So wouldn't that be a great one to split our worlds on again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if we split our worlds again here, so now we have 3 worlds. And so between 1 and 3, we keep everything the same. What are we going to do in world 1?
Put N second and world 3, put N third.
Yeah, excellent. All right. And then based on that, do we know anything else? So we have P, T, and N established in all of our, oh, actually, you know what's funny? We actually did something kind of wrong. Or no, we didn't, because we just know S is, oh yeah, we did. Oh no, S is just in G. Okay, never mind. We're good. P, T, and N. So we know all of these are gone. And so all we know now is that G is in S, and we know that we have to place O and M. Well, do we know anything about M?
Can't be with P.
M can't be in P. Awesome. So wherever we have P, well, this one's kind of silly because in world 2, because it's already full. But in world 1, if M is not with P, where does M have to be?
Third.
Awesome. Okay, so now let's pay attention to our other ones where either G can be first or G can be second, correct? But this is the hardest part of the whole game. I think that you can make a lot of really good inferences with. So if in world 1, which does G have to be 1 or 2? We actually know. Because who has to be with G?
S.
S. So why does G have to be first in world 1?
Mm-mm.
Because what happens if we put G in 2? Is there anywhere to put S?
No.
No. So G has to be 1 in world number 1 because S has to be with it. What about world number 2?
The first one.
Yeah, because G has to be number 1 again because S has to go with it. So if we put G there, we also have to have S. That's helpful. But whenever we get to our third world, it's not quite as helpful, right? Because couldn't G go either way? So let's look at what that looks like. We know this is an M. And we know that we have P, T, and N. So let's say in this one, so previously we couldn't put G second because there was no room for S. But if we put G second in world number 3, where would S go?
It's just confusing because we have to place the schools on top of the place.
Yep. So where do we know that S is always with G, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I split this third world into 3 and 4. I made everything the same. And so in this one, the reason that this one is the most confusing out of all of them is G could be first or G could be second, right? And the reason that G can't be third is G has to go before H, no matter what. So in world 3, let's look at world 3 for a second. In world 3, where does S have to go?
First.
Yes, why?
Because it has to.
It has to go with what? With G, right?
Yeah.
All right, so where does S go in number 4?
Second.
Fabulous. Can we figure anything else out in any of these worlds?
No.
Yeah. Okay. So for example, in world number 1, who do we have left to go in world
Oh.
3?
Oh.
Oh, yeah. And then what about in world 4? Where does M have to go?
Last.
Yes. And then who does that leave?
Oh.
Fabulous. And then in world number 3, if G goes second, who must go fourth then when it comes to teams?
H.
Yep. And then who must have gone first?
F.
Fabulous. And so then let's just figure out who we have left in each of our things. So and these ones, so in 1, 2, and 3, when it comes afterwards, we don't know if H or F are second or third. So H or F are just going back and forth, right?
Mm-hmm.
But both work. That's cool. But what letters do we have left in number 2? We have S, T, and N done.
OM.
Yep, and we don't know which one is which, right?
Yeah.
And same to the last one. We don't know which one is M and which one is O. But it's all set up. All right, so go ahead and try number 18. Yeah, so for this one, for 18, it's definitely going to be E. So typically I just read the rules again, but this one I think is actually kind of hard to read the rules and then try to cross them off. So what I did is I just went through and looked at first place. So this one was M and R, and I looked at my rules and thought, or my worlds, and said, do I ever have M and R together? No, 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 no. So that one was easy to cross off. B, do we ever have M and P together? Nope, 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 and nope. So I crossed that one off. Do we ever have N and S together? In world number 1, or in our worlds ever in first place?
No.
Nope. Do we ever have O and P together?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I looked at this. I actually paid attention to this one, and I was like, all right, we have O and P here. So I'm like, that's good. But then second place is N and T. Do we have N and T here?
No.
No. So that one's wrong. And then for E, I looked for P and S, which happens in world number 3, right? Or it happens twice. It happens in 1 and it happens in 3. But then for second place, it's O and T. Where does that happen at?
Third world.
Yep. And since this is O in my world, that would make M go last. And that's what we have. So that's why it's E. So tell me, how did you go about solving 19? I'm not going to tell you. So if P is on the team from H, which one would it have to be?
I just put in the situation from the second world and made F go third place and put in the P and then just put SO in G.
Yeah. So I think you said that all right. So the only time where what is the only world that P could potentially be on H?
Second.
Fabulous. So in this one, what we're saying here is that H is 2 and F is third. Awesome. So if P is on H, O is on the first place team. That could be true, but it doesn't have to be true, but it just could be true. So excellent. Why is B wrong?
Because P is nowhere on the second team.
Yeah, it's on the second. Fabulous. Why is C wrong?
Same reason.
M has to, well, M, where does M have to be? Or where could it be?
Only first or third.
Yep. Why is D wrong?
It's on the third.
Yep. And why is E wrong?
It's on the first.
Fabulous.
B with G.
Yep. All right. So if R is on the second place team, so in what worlds do we have R on the second place team? If O is on the second place team.
Just the third.
Wait, if O is on the second place team. Oh yeah, the third. Yep. So if we put O here, that means that M has to go here. And M is on the team for G. Nope, because G is here. So that's for sure wrong. C, O is on the team from G. Nope, because G is here. D, P is on the team from H. Nope, because P is on team G. And then E, T is on the team from G. No, because T is here. And then B says N is on the team from F. Yes, that could be true because we don't know which one of these teams is H or F, right? It could be either or. You did great on that question.
I was going to say 2. I was going to say the answer is A.
If P and T are teammates, then for how many can easily be determined? Yeah, because in what scenario are we looking at P and T?
Second world.
Yeah,
And S and N are already entrenched.
yes. So then for how many of the teammates can it be exactly determined? So how many teammates is it exactly determined for?
Would it be 2 or 4?
Then for how many of the
Because like, are we including P and T or no?
I think it, since it doesn't say not to include them, it means to include them.
So then it'd be 4.
Yep, because we just don't know about M and O. So it's C, because we know about S, we know about T, we know about P, and we know about N. Awesome. All right, go ahead and try number 22. So for 22, it says if M is on a team that places higher than H. So we're saying that M has to be before H when it comes to the placings. So in 1, can M ever be before H?
No.
Nope, so we're not looking. Excellent. And 2, can M ever be before H?
Yes.
So if M goes here, all we know is that O goes here. But can we determine where H and F are?
No.
No, both of them would work, right? So it's okay. That was, so yeah, you're right. We're going to look at this world. And then for 3, if M is to go before H, where must M be?
Second.
Yep. And then if M is before H, then which world is which? Or which, I'm sorry, what team is M on then in 3 in this scenario?
F.
Yep, and then H has to be last. And then in world 4, we have M last, so that's not going to work. So if this is happening, we're saying what could be true. So could F be the first place team?
No.
Nope. Could G be the second place team?
No.
No, because we have G in first place in both of these scenarios. Could N be on the second place team?
No.
No, because we have M in the third place team in both of them. Could O be on the first place team?
No.
Nope, because O is in the third place team in both of them. And then E, can P be on the first place team?
Yeah.
Yep. Can P be on the second place team?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. That was just a trick question. So that's why it's E. All right, so S teammate could be any of the following except. So we know that S can be with P, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if P were an answer, we can cross it off, which it is. So that's cool. Here, who can S be with?
M or O?
Yep, so we're going to cross both of those off. Here, who can S be with? P, which we already crossed off. And then here, who can S be with? Oh, sorry, I'm not even looking at the right one. Here, S can be with who?
T.
So then who's our answer?
B.
Is that who you said?
Yeah.
Awesome. Is that how you went about solving it?
Yeah.
Awesome.